Welcome everyone. So what we are looking at today is creating a find multiple hotspots activity using H5P on WordPress, and this is basically what the end product looks like. We have instruction here: select all the drinks that contain caffeine, and then we have 6 different pictures. We have designated all the correct answers. All the drinks that contain caffeine have been designated using a hotspot. For example, coffee obviously has some caffeine. We click on it and it tells us, great, you found one of 3 drinks. If we click on orange juice, which doesn't contain any caffeine, it will tell us, please try again. And if we click on an empty area which doesn't have a hotspot, it will say, please select one of the drinks. So 3 things could happen. Okay, let's take a look at how we can create this find multiple hotspot activity. Let's get started. So to create a multiple hotspot activity using WordPress and H5P, what you want to do is you want to go down to your H5P plugin on the WordPress dashboard, and you want to add a new activity. So find the module that is called multiple hotspots. Find multiple hotspots. This is the activity that we're going to create. This is the module that we are using. So if you don't have it, you can click on get to get it, and then click on it to add a new activity. So we'll call this find multi hotspot. We give it a title, and then we go down to this box. This is the only box we are working with. You see that there aren't any extra options or settings like other modules. So this is all we're doing. So in this box, the first thing we have is the title of this question. So the title of this question is just call it find multiple hotspot. So this is not the instructions, but this is just the title of the question. Then we use a background image. This is the main image that we're using to put the hotspots on. So I'll add an image that I have already downloaded, created. Okay, so I have an image of different drinks, and after that we go to the next step 2, hotspots. Either click on the top tab or from here go to the next step, and now we have the task description. So this is the instructions that we are given the users. So my instructions will be: select all the drinks that contain caffeine. Select all the drinks that contain caffeine. And hotspot name, basically, if you are finding objects, if you're finding drinks, if you're finding people, depends on what the user is finding. So for here, I'll just put a drink. That is the object that we are looking for, or we're choosing from. The number of correct hotspots, this is the number of the correct answers that you have in your question. So this is what I have. This is my picture. I've got 6 drinks. 3 of them have caffeine, 3 of them don't. So the number of correct answers is 3. I have 3 drinks with hotspots and 3 that don't. If you want to leave it blank, then it will get the number of correct answers from the hotspots you create. So this is an optional setting here, but I'll have 3 anyways. Now we create the hotspots on top of our image and designate the correct answers. So you can use circles or squares. In this case, we're using squares around our drinks. So click on the square, and the first thing it asks us is if this is the correct answer. So let's say this is the correct answer. And the feedback that the user gets is great, you found one. So this is our first hotspot. We can move it, we can resize it, and I'll put it around the coffee, or the image of the coffee here. So this is the hotspot now. This is correct. So if a user clicks on it, they will get the message, great, you found one. If we go to the edit, we see that this is a correct answer, designated as correct. We'll do the orange juice next. So the orange juice is not correct. And the message that they will get is please try again. And I'll put this box around the orange juice, since the orange juice doesn't have any caffeine in it. Next one is tea with caffeine. Same, great. You found one. I'll put that over the tea. So what you can do if you don't wanna, actually this one doesn't have a duplicate option. You can't duplicate the hotspots, so we'll add the rest. So try again. So this is the Sprite. Sprite doesn't have any caffeine. Next one is the Coke. Great, you found one. That goes around the Coke. And finally the strawberry shake. Try again. So in the feedback you can put information. So you can say strawberry milkshakes don't have any caffeine in them, or any piece of information you want to relay to the user. You can use the feedback, and it could be a different piece of information for each image. That way it is a way of teaching and giving information at the same time as testing the user's knowledge. So we have our boxes now. We have 3 correct answers, 3 incorrect answers, 6 hotspots in total, and now we have the feedback if the user selects an empty spot. If they click on an empty spot, they will get this: please select one of the drinks. They will get this message if they click on an empty spot that is not designated as a hotspot. And then feedback if the user selects an already found hotspot. You already found this, or you've already selected this drink. That is basically it. There aren't any more options, so I don't want to display any toolbars around my activity, so I'll click that. Nothing else that I can think of. Let's create our activity and see what it looks like. Okay, great. So we have the instructions here. Select all the drinks that contain caffeine, and we have our 6 drinks. So I'll click on the first picture here, the coffee. So I clicked on it and I got the message, great, you found one of 3 drinks. So this works really nicely. I found one of 3 drinks. Let me click on an empty area with no hotspot. So I got an X and it said, please select one of the drinks, because I didn't click on any of the drinks. Now I'm gonna click on the orange juice. Click on the orange juice, I get an X and I get please try again. So here where we could put some useful information here, like orange juice doesn't contain any caffeine. Please find all the drinks that contain caffeine. So I'll click on the next one and it tells me great, you found 2 out of 3. Click on the Sprite, no, try again. So as you can see, unlike other activities, there is no check answers, there is no retry, there is no show answers, but it is basically you click until you find all of the answers. It is more for teaching rather than keeping score or quizzing. So if you want to drill some information into the user, into students, this is a good way to do it. It's more of an activity than it is a quiz. So to put this on the front end, we grab the short code here, we copy it and we put it into a page or a post. So I'll put it into a post here, add a new post. Okay, so we have our title here. We'll put number 12, find multiple hotspots. Find multiple hotspots. And we want to add a new block, and this block should be the short code block. So this is the short code block. Click on it, add it, and then we paste our short code into it, and that's basically it. Click on publish, publish again, and then we take a look at our post to see what our activity looks like. Looks nice, looks nice. So I have my instructions, select all the drinks that contain caffeine, and it's got the same functionality that we went over. Get all of them correct, and that is it. Again, this is a standalone activity. You could include it into a bigger activity like a quiz set, or into an interactive workbook, and the score from this will be kept if you add it into a quiz set or into an interactive workbook. Alright, that's it. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions or any inquiries, any comments, please put them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.